Numbers. I'm not a math guy, but numbers. So Deion Sanders to the Cowboys has been discussed. The Athletic is reporting that Jerry's gone on a bit of a solo mission, and he's making calls himself to Deion Sanders. Jerry's just like, yeah, I'm getting to Deion. Now, he has an $8 million buyout. As respected reporter Shireen Williams says, Deion's got an $8 million buyout and Belichick a 10. Jerry doesn't do buyouts. Duly noted that Clarence Hill, been on this show, Clarence Hill Jr., respected as well, says he doesn't do buyouts and he doesn't mind the chatter. Okay, so you guys are talking numbers. I'm going to give both of these fine reporters other numbers. Jerry's 82. When you get older, everything changes. You think about your mortality once the first number of your age is 6 or 7. Secondly, the Cowboys were 7 and 10, and here's a third number. You got to pay Dak, a B quarterback, $129 million guaranteed going forward. Those are the numbers I see, not $8 million. And I think rich guys don't like dead coaching money. I don't think they like buyouts. But I think when you get older, you see the world differently. You think about your legacy and how you're going to leave it for others. Does he want to leave his kids a mess? And I think Dallas is in much worse shape than people think. I really do. I think they're in big trouble. Just in the NFC, Detroit, Philadelphia, Green Bay, and the Rams not only have better rosters now, significantly better. They have better front offices. They are drafting. I mean, the Rams do not miss on defensive draft picks. Philadelphia doesn't miss on draft picks at all. So those teams are better now. And I'm not even talking Baltimore, Kansas City, and the Bills, Chiefs. I'm not talking the big three in the AFC. I'm not talking league-wide. I'm not talking Chiefs, Mahomes, Reed. I'm not talking Josh Allen, the great Baltimore Raven team. Get those out. In fact, I won't even use the big dogs in the NFC. Just in your own division, I see major obstacles. Jaden Daniels may be as good or better than Andrew Luck as a rookie. This kid looks like Mahomes plus Lamar Jackson. This is year one. Look at his passer rating in the fourth quarter. This is not a playoff roster. He got him into the playoffs and just won a road game. Jaden Daniels, is this our next Mahomes? And then there's Philadelphia's roster, which has so many good young players, they're going nowhere for 5 years. So, and this is what worries me, lack of self-awareness. The Patriots knew with Gerard Mayo, they made a mistake. It happens. Great owners make mistakes. They pivoted 1 year. Arizona, which doesn't have a great owner, Josh Rosen, Steve Wilkes, they pivoted 1 year. I think Dallas is in danger of becoming a Jurassic Park. We'll call it Jurassic Park, where an old guy meets you at the gate and shows you the facilities, and you're really impressed with the tour, and then all of a sudden you start seeing things the old guy doesn't, like what happens if the fence breaks and the T-Rex gets out? Well, let me tell you with the Dallas Cowboys. The fence broke. You have a meddling owner. You have one weapon. You have a quarterback that's paid at a Mahomes level, and he's about Baker Mayfield. And you've whiffed on your last 2 first-round picks, appear to be whiffs. I think Dallas is in big trouble. And even organizations that we don't look at as elite, like Arizona, is like, yeah, this isn't working. We're pivoting. So, listen, the Patriots just did that. I think the Patriots make the playoffs next year, just like I called Washington making the playoffs this year. Washington knew, clean house, let's change everything. New England's like, we made a mistake, let's clean house. Dallas is clinging to family. Dallas is clinging to the past. Dallas thinks they're close. Dallas thinks they're a player away. So to me, this is Jurassic Park and the fence is broken. The T-Rex is running wild. It's only going to get worse. I'm not even sure if I'd re-sign Micah. I think I'd move him for a first-round pick in a weak draft. Michael Irvin yesterday did say, however, I don't want to hear that it's not a coveted job. Michael Irvin defended Jerry and said, it is a coveted job.
There are only 32 jobs in the National Football League. 32. Each one of those jobs going to pay you above north of somewhere $6-7 million a year. There are coaches all over the world that probably wants to come and coach if they knew how to coach in the National Football League. This is a coveted job. All 32 of them are coveted jobs in this country and mostly probably in this world. So that right there is not right to even say that. Now, the Cowboys is as coveted as any other team in the National Football League.
So now I don't believe that. I think it starts with ownership, and the number I see is 82 years old, 7-10, and $129 million to Dak. And an organization that increasingly, last couple of years, can't get their first-round picks right. The fence is broken. So what I'm about to say, you'll roll your eyes at, and that's hurtful. But I've been saying this, that you got to be able to see the problems before they get really bad, like Dallas. So Mike Tomlin, there was a story out this morning that he's not actually sure what they're going to do at quarterback, which I see as progress. Russell Wilson has said, I want to be back. And Mike Tomlin is at least acknowledging it's not all right here. All right, so you may not think this is happening, but just hear me out for a couple minutes. Are the Steelers becoming the New York Giants, who the Steelers would look at now and go, what a mess? Legendary quarterback gets you to a couple of Super Bowls, Eli and Big Ben. Family run for generations, historic franchise, prides itself in stability. And then the quarterback retires, and it gets ugly really quick. Now, the Giants winning got ugly really quick, and the Steelers still win more, but their offense is pitiful. Now, to the Steelers' credit, they don't run through coaches, but to the Giants' credit, they've won a playoff game in the last 8 years. And so post Big Ben, as the NFL made a massive pivot to offense over the last 7 to 8 years, they can't get the quarterback right. They can't get the running game right. They can't get the O-line right, and they struggle to get the OC right. The one shining light is George Pickens, the wide receiver, but a story came out yesterday that he literally showed up late to a game on Christmas against the Chiefs, and he is regularly late to games. That's your star. No, that's just called a talented kid. They come and go in this league. That's just a talented kid. That's not a leader. So since 2019, you don't think you're the Giants, but since 2019, in an offensive league where you can't get quarterback, running back, O-line right, the Steelers, and remember, their defense gets them in good field position. Their defense takes the ball away. Their defense gets sacks, making it easier on the offense in Pittsburgh. They have scored fewer touchdowns in the last 5 years than the Jags, Raiders, Bears, and Browns. The good news, though, you're a couple ahead of the Giants, right? You, Steeler fan, looks at the Giants and goes, pitiful. But the Eagles and the Rams and the Ravens and the Chiefs and the top offenses look at Pittsburgh's offense, which now is what hoists trophies, and they see pitiful. That's what they see. I mean, we all look at Pittsburgh's offense, and we all just kind of go, God, it's like, here are the 8 teams without a playoff win. 8 teams without a playoff win in the last 8 seasons. Steelers, Dolphins, Raiders, Panthers, Cardinals, Broncos, Bears, Jets. You know who's not on that list? The New York Giants, who you look down at. I do think Tomlin saying, there's quotes here, I don't know if we have the quarterback in the room. That is progress. But, you know, right now, I think it's interesting when franchises that are proud like Dallas and Pittsburgh look at the Jags and the Panthers and the Jets and the Giants. You are much closer to that than the Bills, the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Eagles, the Lions, and the Rams.
Hi, everybody. It's me, Uncle Colin. Subscribe here to get the latest from the herd, including exclusive behind-the-scenes videos and more, wherever you may be, however you may be watching. Thanks again for making us part of your day.